Blackwood Forest, a place of shadows and secrets. Locals whispered tales of a witch. Her name was Elara. They said she haunted the woods, her cries echoing on the wind. Elara was executed centuries ago, accused of witchcraft, falsely accused, some said. Her spirit, unable to find peace, trapped within the trees. The villagers warned outsiders, stay away from Blackwood Forest. Some heeded the warnings, others scoffed, but the legend remained, whispered around campfires, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked just beyond the trees. Jake, Mia, Sam, and Lily. Friends since childhood, they laughed at the stories, dismissed them as folklore. Summer break had arrived. With it, a thirst for adventure. Blackwood Forest beckoned. A challenge, a chance to prove their bravery. They packed their backpacks, flashlights, snacks, and a camera, ready to debunk the legend, to conquer their fear. The air grew heavy as they crossed the threshold into the woods. Sunlight struggled to penetrate the dense canopy. The laughter faded, replaced by an uneasy silence. The forest held its breath, waiting, watching. The stage was set for a story to unfold, a story of courage and the curse of Blackwood Forest. The path narrowed, twisting and turning, deeper into the woods. The trees grew closer, their branches intertwined overhead, forming a suffocating canopy. Cobwebs clung to their faces as they pushed through the undergrowth. The air grew thick, heavy with moisture, and the scent of decay. The forest felt endless, a labyrinth of shadows and silence. The friends huddled closer, drawing comfort from each other's presence. But doubt crept in, like a chill wind. What if the stories were true? What if they weren't alone? The thought sent shivers down their spines. But they pressed on, determined to see this through. They stumbled upon a clearing, and there it stood, a cabin, old and dilapidated, half swallowed by the forest, its windows, dark eyes, staring back at them. The door creaked open, as if inviting them in. A musty smell wafted out, the stench of damp wood and forgotten things. The friends exchanged nervous glances. Curiosity warred with fear. They stepped inside, their flashlights cutting through the gloom. The air grew cold, the silence heavier. Symbols were etched into the walls, strange and unsettling. Whispers seemed to emanate from the walls, barely audible. But there, a sense of unease settled upon them, a feeling of being watched. Section 3. The Journal. Mia brushed aside a pile of debris, revealing a wooden chest. Inside, a book lay hidden, bound in leather, its pages brittle with age. It was a journal. Elara's journal. They huddled together, reading her words, her story unfolding before their eyes, filled with pain, betrayal, and a thirst for revenge. The last entry sent chills down their spines. It spoke of a hidden power, a treasure buried within the forest, a way to right the wrongs, to unleash her fury. A sudden gust of wind slammed the cabin door shut, plunging them into darkness. The whispers grew louder, angrier. They were trapped with the ghost of Elara. Section 1. The chase. Panic surged, adrenaline pumping. They scrambled for the door, fumbling with the latch. But the door wouldn't budge. Something held it fast. A blood-curdling scream pierced the air. Lily's scream. They whirled around, flashlights dancing wildly, catching glimpses of movement, shadows shifting in the darkness. A figure materialized in the doorway, tall and skeletal. Its eyes glowed an eerie green. Ilara. She had found them. Terror lent them speed. They crashed through a window, jagged glass tearing at their clothes. They didn't stop to look back. They ran, blindly, desperately, into the darkness. Section 2. Lost and Hunted. The forest seemed to twist and turn, paths disappearing, leading them in circles. They were lost, hunted, prey in a twisted game. Branches lashed at them, thorns tore at their skin, but they didn't dare slow down. The sound of their pursuer, close behind, relentless. A blood-curdling scream echoed through the trees. This time, it was Sam. His flashlight clattered to the ground, its beam illuminating a trail of blood. Then, darkness. Mia and Jake pressed themselves against a towering oak, their chests heaving, tears mixing with sweat. Their friend? Gone. Taken by the darkness. The wind whispered through the leaves, carrying Ilara's voice, mocking them, taunting them. You cannot hide, you cannot escape. The air grew cold. A faint green mist gathered, swirling around their feet. And then they saw her. Ilara, gliding towards them, her eyes burning with ancient rage. They screamed, turned to run, but it was too late. The mist enveloped them, dragging them down into the cold embrace of the forest floor. The fog swirled. Mia gasped for air. Her lungs burned. She coughed. Jake lay beside her, unconscious. She shook him. "Jake! Wake up!" Her voice was a desperate whisper. Jake groaned. His eyes fluttered open. He looked around, disoriented. "Mia? What happened?" His voice was weak. She helped him sit up. "I don't know. Where are we?" They were in a clearing. The fog was thick here. It seemed to pulsate around them, holding them captive. "We have to get out of here," Mia whispered, her voice trembling. Fear clawed at her throat. She clutched Ilara's journal. It was her only comfort, her only hope. "Ilara wants us to know the truth," she said, her voice barely audible. "We have to find out what really happened." Mia held the journal open. The moonlight cast strange shadows on the pages. She read aloud, her voice shaking. Ilara's words, filled with anguish and despair. Ilara wrote of her love for the forest, her gift of healing. But the villagers, they feared her. They called her a witch. They condemned her. A gust of wind tore through the clearing. The pages of the journal flipped wildly. Then, silence. A voice echoed through the trees, deep and resonant. "You seek the truth?" Mia and Jake spun around, their hearts pounding in their chests. They were not alone. Ilara was here, and she was waiting. "We want to know," Mia said. Her voice echoed in the stillness. The fog swirled around them, thick and heavy. The air crackled with unseen energy. The voice came again, closer now, a mournful whisper. "Why do you seek her truth? She was a demon, a destroyer, Mia clutched the journal tighter. "That's not true," she said. Elara was framed. She wasn't a witch. She was trying to protect the forest, to heal it. Jake nodded, his gaze fixed on the swirling mist. "We believe you, Elara," he said. "Tell us what happened. Tell us who betrayed you." The fog shifted. A path opened before them, leading deeper into the heart of the clearing, towards the ancient tree, its branches twisted and gnarled, like the limbs of some ancient creature. Mia and Jake exchanged a look. They both knew they were walking into the unknown, but they had come too far to turn back now. They had to know the truth, for Elara and for themselves. The air grew colder as they approached the tree. It pulsed with an energy that sent shivers down their spines. The scent of decaying leaves and damp earth filled their nostrils, heavy and sweet. It felt ancient, powerful, a silent guardian of secrets long forgotten. At the base of the tree, half hidden by creeping vines, they discovered a small wooden door. It was almost invisible, swallowed by the ancient bark. Jake knelt down, his fingers brushing away the moss and decay. The door creaked open, revealing a narrow staircase that descended into darkness. The air grew thick with the scent of damp earth and something else, something ancient and unsettling. Taking a deep breath, Mia and Jake stepped inside. The door swung shut behind them, plunging them into absolute darkness. Their flashlight beams cut through the gloom, illuminating the earthen walls that seemed to press in on them. They were trapped now with the secrets of the past. The staircase ended, leading to a small chamber, lit by an ethereal green glow. In the center, an altar, made of rough-hewn stone, covered in strange symbols, the same symbols from Elara's journal. On the altar, a book lay open, its pages filled with swirling script. It pulsed with the same green light. The air crackled with energy, the same energy that pulsed within the heart of the forest. Elara's form rose from the book, a shimmering, translucent figure. Her eyes filled with a mixture of sorrow and rage. "You have found my sanctuary," she whispered. Her voice echoed through the chamber. Mia stepped forward, clutching Elara's journal. "We know your story, Elara," she said. "We know you were innocent." Jake stood beside her, his gaze unwavering. They had come too far to be afraid. Mia's voice rang out, recounting Elara's story, the betrayal, the false accusations, the fear that had driven the villagers to condemn an innocent woman. Elara's form flickered, her anger palpable. The book on the altar pulsed, its green glow intensified, bathing the chamber in an otherworldly light. Mia continued, her voice unwavering. Speaking of Elara's love for the forest, her desire to protect it, to heal it. A tear rolled down Elara's face. "My book," she whispered. "It contains the knowledge of centuries, the power to heal this land." She turned towards Mia and Jake, her eyes pleading. "You must help me." Mia stepped forward. She gently closed the book. The green glow faded. Elara smiled. For the first time, she looked peaceful. "You have freed me," she whispered. Her form began to fade. "The forest will heal, and so shall I." The fog lifted. The first rays of dawn pierced through the trees. Mia and Jake awoke, lying on the forest floor. The cabin was gone, vanished, as if it had never been. They stumbled out of the forest, hand in hand, battered and bruised, but alive. The villagers gathered around them, their faces a mixture of shock and disbelief. Mia and Jake told their story, of Ilara's innocence, of her love for the forest. The villagers listened, their faces pale, the truth dawning on them, the weight of their ancestors' sin. The forest flourished, no longer a place of fear, but a sanctuary, a testament to the power of truth and the enduring spirit of Ilara. Finally, at peace.